What's up YouTube? We are here with another portfolio critique, and this one is for an art director who is new to the industry, Lauren Lever. So let's critique her book and tell her what we think. So before we even get into the book, I have something to say. I don't think you need a splash page before you get to the work. And that's because if you think about it, that's 2 clicks just to get into the work in any campaign. Make it as easy and efficient as possible for whoever's reviewing your book to get right to the work, right to the good stuff. All right, so the first campaign is called Tidal. Tidal is a subscription-based music service that combines high-fidelity streaming with lossless audio. Lossless audio preserves the original quality of music, uncompressed, revealing a superior quality of sound compared to other streaming services. First thing I would say, this type is far too small. Like, I had to really lean in, and I have a pretty nice screen to read that copy. It looks like it's like 6 point or something. So pump that type up just a little bit. But overall, like right away, I'm blown away by some of the art direction that you have going here. I think your use of, the sound waves and images within the sound waves is really nice. And I like this idea of hear the whole picture. I think that's really clever. I think it's cool. I think seeing the picture through the sound waves really plays off with that well. And it's an identity and style that I think that Tidal could own. So you could see that everywhere. And yeah, as we go through the print ads, more of the same. So we see Rihanna in the sound. It all works for me. I think it's a smart idea. It's super simple, and simplicity wins. You'll hear many times in advertising, keep it simple, stupid, kiss, and this is an example of that kind of work. And as we go through, it just gets better and better. I'd say that I like these second 2 pieces a little bit better because you just use one gradient pretty much. It's less distracting. I think your first piece goes a little gradient crazy, so maybe reel it in a little bit, but really beautiful stuff. You can already tell that you have some of the design chops and things are done at a very high level. So great stuff. You have rich media banner ads. I would love for you to show this actually animated if you can. So try to give your hand at some After Effects skills to make this, a real thing. And then interactive digital kiosk ads. The posters will be displayed on interactive kiosks. When you touch the screen, more of the picture is revealed and the music gets louder. A new artist pops up with every interaction. The kiosk will also offer a USB to charge your phone for free when you download the Tidal app. Yeah, smart activation, that's cool. Music festivals, domes, unscramble games. Be careful with games. They always feel like a first thought. Overall, you've really elevated this brand to this kind of premium status, and something like a slide puzzle, I think, brings that back down and cheapens it. So scratch the slide puzzle, but everything else, really solid stuff. I would give this campaign a 8 out of 10. All right, San Diego Zoo. At the San Diego Zoo, hold on, let me put my bifocals on. Our animals are excited to see you too. We're not just going there to see the animals, they're happy to see us as well. Just cute pictures of animals always wins in advertising. Animal statue installation, I would axe this immediately probably. It's almost like this zebra did not want to see us at all to where he rammed his head into a brick wall, so don't love it. It also, the logo gets really blurry on the wall, and so I think there's just a lot of issues here that cheapens it and makes it feel very student booky. These ads feel different than the first ads in that the first ads were very much shots you might see at a zoo, and it's just a little bit more simple, and that's probably okay. Here you get a little bit more conceptual, so you have the animals coming to see the people in the real world. But currently the art direction feels very clip arty. All right, so now you have an AR animal Snapchat scavenger hunt. Which is pretty cool. And I think people haphazardly just walk around the zoo. This kind of changes the zoo experience. People love that scavenger hunt-esque stuff. I think it'd be really good for kids too. So yeah, not bad stuff. There's definitely some good thinking there. There is some conceptual skills. I think it's just in the execution that you need to just refine your work just a little bit more. We're gonna give this campaign a 7.5 out of 10. All right, Fujifilm. Aside from being one of the greatest cameras of all time, the Fujifilm X-T1 instantly edits your photos with one of its many instant filter features. So whether you're trying to capture the perfect photo during dusk, dawn, or by moonlight, you can say goodbye to spending hours editing post-photo shoot. Fujifilm, no edits necessary. Yeah, it's simple, it's to the point. You get it that the camera takes an amazing raw photo and that it doesn't need all the editing and post work. Though I will always believe that post work in Photoshop can always make a photo better. I know that it's no edits necessary, but I would edit your photos within these cameras a little bit more, pump the saturation, bring out some of the detail, don't let areas get kind of blown out, you're really displaying an amazing quality, you know, photo within that shot. So I think this one does the best job, and that's because everything's really dark around it and your eye is really drawn to that rectangle in the middle of the screen of that photo. Again, I would still bring out some brightness, throw a high pass filter on it, get some of the detail out of there. So also remember who your target is. You're targeting these photographers, and when these photographers see this ad, the first thing they're going to see is that this camera itself is not crispy and detailed. There's many details that get lost in the knobs. None of the text is super sharp. The photograph of the camera is just as important as the camera's photograph in this ad. A no edits gallery, cute little camera front. I would say that this little like fencing that's over the windows is a little sketch, so maybe put some, you know, make it a little higher quality. Fuji is a higher class brand, and you have some really rotted panels and stuff on the sides, and just gets a little creep show. So try to elevate that slightly. No edits inspirational speaker series. Yeah, I like that idea. Hashtag no edits. Yeah, overall great idea. Again, execution. Make sure that camera is crispy, just as crispy as the photos. Make sure those photos are really beautiful, saturated, color, detail, all the things that a photographer wants in their camera and in their equipment. So overall, like the concept, like the idea, super simple. And so for that, we're gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. So we're not gonna click on every thumbnail. And as we're talking about thumbnails, I will say for this one, this says it's for West Elm, but you're seeing an Airbnb app and you're seeing this cut off text, and it's just not the most, engaging thumbnail to click on. So I'm not gonna click on it. I'm sure the campaign's great, but we only have limited time, so we are going to move on to what looks like a crazy bird nest on somebody's head. So this is for GHDs. Sometimes having a good hair day can be challenging, but GHD straighteners are up for it, no matter how wild your mane gets. Good hair days, new line can tame the craze on top. Please make this font bigger. Please do it. Do it for me. All right, so GHD, it can be tamed. It can be tamed. It can be tamed. So it's definitely disruptive. I mean, you're definitely going to demand attention. People are going to see all this craziness going on in the hair, and they're going to look at it, which is, a good first step in advertising. Some of it feels a little clip arty. It doesn't feel perfectly cohesive. And that's just a very hard thing to do, especially when you're working with hair. All three of your ads basically say the exact same thing, though. They even have the same exact line. It can be tamed with someone with something crazy in their hair. And doing the same thing in multiple print ads only gets you so far. To really have a big idea, it needs to have many legs. And this is basically one leg over and over and over. So when you're thinking of ads in three, try to make them three completely different ads that live under the same umbrella instead of like a copy of the same ad 3 times. So faux for fashion show, teaming up for fashion show stuff, it's kind of a first thought. I don't think there's anything, unique or completely interesting there. So I would axe that section. Tame wild hair, this goes more in line with your campaign, so I get this Instagram contest. I think this feels more cohesive than just the fashion show add-on that's kind of interesting to do. I like that you experimented with some package design, that's cool, and some product design. So yeah, I mean, you're exploring a lot of different things. I would just say that for me, it feels like a repeat over and over. Try to make that campaign bigger, broader, and groundbreaking. So I would give GHD a 6.5 out of 10. All right, and before we leave your book, I'm gonna click on this design section to see how it differs from your art director section. And you even have an advertising design section, which essentially is art direction. So I'm curious. Pete's Coffee, taste the comfort. Taste the comfort. Already lacing up Richmond Marathon. Okay, so I think like you have a tile campaign in here. You have a Pete's Coffee campaign, and what this tells me is that it's hard for you to self-edit and get rid of your work. Things like this Explorer magazine, not crazily well designed. You're just keeping a lot of extra stuff. I would say be careful when doing this. It seems like it's your trash folder where you're like, here's my good stuff now, but I still don't want to get rid of things, so I'm going to throw it in my design, section, and that can be a red flag. You need to be able to self-edit. You need to be able to tell yourself what's good. Your portfolio is a representation of you and your best stuff. So it's not a place to just store absolutely everything you have ever done. That's what your desktop is for. Keep one-off ads in your design section that you feel like are very well designed, but maybe there's just not a huge concept there. That's what a design section's for. Things like music posters or, you know, logos, that's fine. All right, so last thoughts are that you have a lot of good stuff going on and you're in a perfect spot in your career and you're exactly where you should be. Keep pushing it every day to be better and better. Sharpen some of your execution. Thanks for sending in your book to get it ripped apart. I think it's very helpful for other people as well, even if it's not their book, to see, you know, the do's and don'ts and what things are working and what things aren't working in other people's books. So appreciate it. And until the next portfolio critique, because there will be one soon, I'll see you later.